Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Today we are here with week number 16 of the hashtag 52 projects. If you haven't seen 1 through 15, check on my videos. Hashtag 52 projects is just a fun project that I bring to you weekly. Some of them I make up myself. Some of them are just interesting, quick projects that I found on YouTube. The whole journey of this is just to make a project a week to keep your crafty mojo flowing. This is still week 1's project here that you're seeing with the list paper. It's a super fun project, little pockets. But anyway, we're on to number 16. Let me move my book. And this week we are featuring Tmika, who is Scrapdaworld here on YouTube, and we are making her embellished envelope box. Excuse me. It is easy. I haven't finished this one, but I just wanted to get the video out to show you. This paper is going to cause my my camera to fade in and out, but this is what we're making. We're just making the box. Tmika's video does have an insert where you pull it out, but I'm just using the box for right now. So what you need, let me bring the paper back in. You're going to need 2 sheets of paper that are 10.5 by 6.5. You're going to need 1 piece of paper that is 6.5 by 6. Now that's where I'm stopping, okay, because I'm only doing the box. But if you want to do the insert, here is the rest of the measurements. You'll need a piece of paper that is 6 3/4 by 6 1/4. And then you'll need 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. So like I said, I'm not going to do the insert because I don't need it. But I am going to do the top box. Okay, so I have my papers I'm going to use. I'm using this paper collection. It's called the Shop on the Square. I got it from Hobby Lobby years ago. And also somebody gifted me the same paper stack. So I have 2 of them. I use them a lot because they're fun. So let's go ahead and get our 10.5 by 6.5. Now Tmika did the measurements, so you could use your 8 by 8 paper if you wanted to. She doesn't do a lot of 12 by 12 cardstock, so that's why her measurements are more friendly for 8.5 by 11s or the 8 by 8. Okay, so first cut 10.5 and second cut 6.5. Make sure my papers are lined up before I cut. There we go. Now, the original box, I did it with cardstock. I did it with the 110-pound, actually 80-pound cardstock, and so it's very sturdy, and then I layered it with pattern paper. So you can do that as well. It's just for this one, I decided to go ahead and just do the pattern paper. Our next cut is going to be 6.5 by 6. Which this scrap paper was already 6.5, so 6.5 by 6, okay? Now we're gonna pull out our scoreboard. You can use your paper trimmer, however you score, but I found you guys like it better when I use the scoreboard, so there we go. Now, on your 10.5 by 6.5 pieces, we are going to score at 2 inches on 3 sides. So you're going to do it 2 inches on 3 sides. Hold on. Let's make sure. Okay. So 2 inches. Flip it. 2 inches. Flip it. 2 inches. So that way you have 2 score marks on the long side and then 1 score mark on the short side, if that makes sense. That's how I think about it in my head. So that way I know, you know, hey, we're scoring like this. We're going to do the same thing on the other piece. So we're going at 2, flip, 2, flip, 2. Okay, so again, we have the piece that looks like this. Okay, now on our little piece, the 6.5 by 6, on the short side, get your ruler out because it's hard to measure. This isn't one that you can accidentally measure and then you're fine, but no, you have to do it on the short side. So on the 6-inch side, which is this side, yes, I know I could have used that there, but I like to use the ruler. On the 6-inch side, we're going to score at 1 inch and 3 inch. Okay, that's all the scoring we're doing. So let's go ahead and put the board away. And now we're going to take out our scissors, and you're going to grab one of the big pieces. And what we're going to do is go ahead and remove this entire bottom square. Okay, that's what we're doing. All right, so I'm going to remove that, and we're going to remove the one on the other side. Just completely remove it. Okay, so it looks like that. Okay, only on one. The other one, we're now going to make tabs, and so you want to cut the tab up here. So we're going to cut the slit here and here. We're going to do it this way. Okay, that's the way we're going to do it. So we're going to go ahead and cut, and I'm going to go ahead and miter just a little bit. You don't have to, but I like to. All right, so again, I'm going to cut, and I'm going to miter just a smidge bit. Tmika didn't on hers, and hers came out perfect. So, okay, so you have something that looks like this. Now, on the same box we're working with, the same one, let's go ahead and fold our lines, bone folder, our tabs. Now you can wet glue, you can, you know, score tape it, a strong adhesive. Tmika use hot glue. I don't do hot glue, so I do wet glue if it works. If not, we're going to use score tape. What I mean by that is if I kind of glued a pin into my glue bottle, so yeah, by accident. Okay. Okay, got the glue unstuck. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and glue these tabs, or score tape, or whatever you're doing. And we're just going to lift them into our box. Like so. Making sure your edges match up. And your edges match up, okay? Now this one I knew was going to have the tiniest overhang because I didn't cut it all the way. So I'm just going to go ahead and take that off. And that little sliver may not have bothered anyone, but it bothered me. Okay. All right, so we have half a box done. Our other half of the box, let's just go ahead and go up. And do this side. And we're going to do this side. Okay. all we're gonna do is glue the bottom in. And then the next part is your choice. All right, sorry about that, guys. I don't know how to edit, and so that's why I don't edit those parts out. And I just keep going. So you're gonna glue this tab into here. Now this is where I think Tmika came on the outside with her flaps. On this one, I went on the inside. I don't think it matters. It's just that the bumblebee box, I had cut a little oopsie daisy, and so I had to put my flaps on the inside. This one looks like it's perfect, so I'm gonna put my flaps on the outside. So it doesn't matter. You get the end result either way. All right, so I'm just gonna put glue on the bottom here, and we're just gonna glue it in on the bottom. It should fit perfectly. If it doesn't, you need to cut off some sides. And all I did was just glue it in, just rubbing the glue in. And again, you can fold your tabs in, oh my God, like so, or you can do them out. And this one I'm going to do out. So I'm going to go ahead and put the glue here, or score tape, or whatever you have. And this way is a little easier if you're using wet glue, to be honest. There's that side. And then we're just going to glue this side. Okay. Just matching up, making sure everything lines up properly. It should. That's why you always want to test it before you put the glue on it. So the box part of this is done. Now we need to get the lid. Okay. So for me, it was easier to get the triangle point when the paper was not folded. You can do it folded. It's up to you, but you know, I'm gonna do mine when it's folded, or not folded, excuse me. So we need to find the center. I think it's 3 1/4. Yep, the center's 3 1/4. So you're just gonna mark it with your pencil or whatever you have. Oops, I guess I should do the bottom here. Okay, and then you're just gonna make your diagonal lines from this score mark to here, if you want it exact. The other one, honestly, I just eyeballed it. But this one, I'll draw it out for you. So just from that middle score mark to the bottom on the big, the big chunk, we're just gonna go ahead and cut that on the line. So it's perfectly in the middle. And now I'm going to go ahead and fold up my score lines and give it a good burnish. And I'm going to fold up the score line, give it a good burnish. Now here's your other option. You can choose where you want your tab. So you're going to choose which one's your front, which one's your back. To me, it doesn't matter. They look the same. And your top is going to go on like this. Now, for the black one, I stuck the tab on the outside like this because it did not matter if you saw it. This one, if you don't want to see that contrasting color on the back, you can always tuck it in like that. It's not going to make a huge difference. I actually kind of like the gold on the back, and so I'm going to go ahead and glue mine on the outside. The black one I did on the inside just to see if it worked. to be honest, because you weren't going to see it anyway, because I knew I was covering it with paper. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and make sure this is on there straight. So, you know, don't put too much stock, you know, into worrying about every little minute detail. You know, I know some people worry about if it's perfectly straight. You know, when you overthink it, you can't do it. But when you're not thinking about it, you can do it every time. Like this one, I didn't think about it. I laid it down. It's perfectly straight. This one, I thought about it. I played with it. It's a little wonky, but once I put the Velcro down, no one's going to know. Except for me. Well, now y'all. But, you know what I mean. Okay. So that's it. Your box is done. You can put a little piece of Velcro. You could put a little piece of Velcro. You can do magnets. You can, you know, do a belly band closure. However you want to do it. I'm going to go ahead and use this Velcro. Like so. And let me just peel this off gently. Man, that's some strong Velcro. Just kind of pop it in. So for this, because my Velcro is so extra strong, I might go in and layer the inside. Actually, let me show you that right now. I'm going to layer the inside of my box with the rose gold paper. Oh, that almost fit. Just because I feel it's a little flimsy because the paper is not as strong as this 110-pound cardstock. And so I don't want to, you know, leave it flimsy like that. So let's get in there and line it up. Okay, so I cut my paper at 6.5 by 4.5. And then I put it back in and I cut off just the tiny sliver off the long side and the short side. So it's just slightly smaller. And the same thing with these pieces. They're like 1 7/8 by just a tick mark smaller than 4.5. So this step would have been easier to do before we glued it up, of course. But, you know, at that moment, I didn't know that this was going to happen. That it was, my Velcro was going to be super thick. It's a brand new box of Velcro. But, you know, we adapt. So we're just going to go ahead. I put some glue in there. We're just going to go ahead and lay this inside. And, you know, this will give your box an extra visual element. You know? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do this side. You can add the visual effects wherever you want. It's your box. You know, even if you wanted to maybe add this paper on the top here, you could do that. But it's up to you. And that's why I chose the rose gold and not the regular gold, because the back of the regular gold is white. And I knew the rose gold was the craft paper, and that's what's in the design. So it matched perfectly. So inside you have that, and we're going to go ahead and do the sides. And as you can see here, it's not time consuming or anything like that. It's very quick. It's not frustrating. And I'm using wet glue. And sometimes wet glue can be very frustrating. I'm just going to move that over just a smidge because I laid it wrong. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. It's fine. Okay. And the last piece, and I will show you guys the inside. And let's go ahead and lay it in and push it down. Okay, so now my box is lined. I'm not caring about the bottom strip. It doesn't need to be covered. So now my paper is just extra sturdy. You know, you want to get in there and make sure it's really well adhered. I had a few bubbles because I think I moved it before it dried all the way. So just varnish that glue in there. Okay, your box is done. Now all you need to do is decorate it however you wish. Yeah. Let me see what I come up with. Okay, so I chose to do mine super simple. I just did a craft bow and a rose gold rosette with a pink flower to match the paper. I know the paper doesn't look pink, but it is. I just have too many lights on. So that's just how I finished mine off to give it that simple look. And inside, you can fill it with embellishments. You can do the pull-out that Tmika did. You can fill it with candy, you know, pretty much anything that you want. That's still wet, so, you know, it's pretty roomy inside. In there, you have a 2-inch space, so you can fit a lot of things in there. Recipes, your Rolodex cards, whatever you want in there, that's what you can fit. They're great gifts. So I hope you guys make them. Check out Tamika's page, Scrapdaworld. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.